From the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, this is your afternoon weather update.
Good Friday afternoon to you. I'm Kelli Rosson here in the Weather Center with a check at your forecast. This weekend is looking fantastic, although it will be a little bit on the warm side. But you see here on our Arctic Air Skycam network a beautiful blue sky with just a few clouds, and that is going to be the story heading into the weekend. Again, it may be a little bit warm, but we are going to have a nice sky, partly cloudy conditions, and no rainfall to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about the temperatures over the next few days, including this afternoon. We will see temperatures in the upper 80s, maybe a few lower 90s out there. But like I said, we will stay dry with just a few clouds in the sky. A perfect evening for Friday night activities. And then for your Saturday morning, waking up on the dry side, and we will see a few clouds here and there, but temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, warming into the upper 80s to lower 90s for your Saturday afternoon, and even warmer heading into Sunday, lower 90s across the board across the Tennessee Valley. But again, we do stay dry through the weekend. And as far as the temperatures go, unfortunately, we will see them continue to increase as we head after this weekend. And next week is actually looking quite hot. We will see temperatures get up from the upper 80s Saturday to lower 90s on Sunday, and then back into the low to mid 90s by the middle of next week. So be sure to pay attention to the temperatures next week, because again, they could be very, very hot with temperatures in the 90s expected. And again, as far as rainfall goes, not looking like we are going to be seeing anything over the next several days. Still, we've been dry for much of this week, and that will continue into the weekend and into next week as well. Not expecting any rainfall in the bucket for the next several days here in the Tennessee Valley. And as far as how dry we are, we're not very dry, because if you do recall, and I'm sure you do, we have been very wet this summer. We've had a thunderstorm after thunderstorm after thunderstorm complex come through. Earlier this summer, we have just now started to dry out. So right now we are okay in terms of any sort of drought conditions, but we will be keeping a very close eye on these conditions as we head through the next few weeks. Now, as far as the tropics go, of course, we are still keeping an eye out there, and we've got plenty of activity. We still have that activity that we're watching in the western Gulf of Mexico. I do think it's going to stay to the western portion and maybe affect parts of Texas and Louisiana. I don't think we are going to see much impacts as far as the Tennessee Valley goes, and as far as the eastern Gulf of Mexico goes, but that still has a 30% chance of development over the next 7 days, and we do still have plenty of other disturbances to its west out in the Atlantic that we are keeping an eye on. So the tropics are starting to come alive, and another thing coming alive is high school football. It is the first Friday night football game for high schools in the area, and the weather could not be more perfect. We are looking at a clear sky for the rest of this evening. Temperatures in the upper 70s falling to the lower 70s by the time we get to the fourth quarter. Good luck to all the teams competing out there on the football field for this Friday night football. Here's your 7-day forecast from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Like I mentioned, we are going to be staying bone dry for the next several days. In fact, no rain chances here on the 7-day forecast, but you will notice those temperatures creeping up. Upper 80s for your Saturday, and then we start into the 90s on Sunday, and we stay in the 90s for the next several days for much of next week as well. 93 on Monday, getting all the way up to 96, and maybe even the upper 90s for air temperatures by the end of next week. We'll keep an eye on it for you. That's a check at your local weather forecast. Fred is back in with you this evening for more weather updates.